What is going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and I'm still in the city of Dumaguete in the Philippines. And this is just going to be like a different video than what I do. It's just going to be a little simple walk and talk video, nothing crazy, you know. If you guys know me, you've been watching my videos, or if you're still new to the channel, welcome. And a little brief information, I'm from Puerto Rico, a small island in the Caribbean Sea, right next to the Dominican Republic. And I want to talk about it, you know, I'm from there, but I feel like this is my home. Like, I'm Puerto Rican, but I always feel like Philippines is my home. I'm never gonna forget where my roots come from, you know, back home in the States and Puerto Rico. You know, my mom is from the States, but every time I come here, it's just like, it hits different, you know. I've been to many other countries that are amazing, but over here it's just like a different vibe. It's a beautiful evening out here in Dumaguete, so I'm gonna take advantage of this and walk towards the waterfront or the boardwalk, you know. Sunset should be hitting, you know, pretty soon, so I think it's gonna be a perfect spot for me to just hang out and do a walk and talk video. The thing about the Philippines is, despite it being far away from home for where I'm from, it still feels pretty connected because both Puerto Rico and the Philippines, they've been colonized by Spain. So a lot of things are pretty similar, you know, the countries, the land, palm trees, both of the cuisines is lechon. There's a lot of similarities. So despite this as being in Asia, I still feel like if I'm back home in the Caribbean, you know, gotta be careful me crossing the streets. Just gotta go hardcore. In the daytime, Dumaguete is actually pretty busy. The thing is, there's a lot of Puerto Ricans that love to travel, but they always stay like in neighboring countries or Japan. But a lot of them, they really like don't venture around here. So I think this is a country that it will make you feel like if you're back home in Puerto Rico. Then ahead of here is the main attraction, the Dumaguete Waterfront. So since the weather's nice, I think there might be more people out here. So I'm not gonna lie, I lost count how many times I've been in this country, but to this time I made it my base, I made it my home. Not only because I got my lady that's from here, but you know, I can work remotely and be over here based, and I love to travel many countries around. So to be based here and have access to another country so I can create content for you guys, it's something that I really, you know, I think it's pretty unique. Oh wow, yeah, the waterfront is pretty busy here today. So I'm gonna mix this into a mixture of a travel blog and a walk and talk video to show you what's going on over here. It's probably gonna be like a raw footage. Let me cross over here. But this city over here, you know, it's not too big, but it's actually pretty amazing. And it literally fits the waterfront over here. I came here, like I mentioned in my previous video, 8 years ago. If you guys wanna check out the Dumaguete video, I walked the entire city center. But yeah, today is awesome, the weather is nice. I'll show you ahead of me. That's a sign, you know, I love Dumaguete. There's a lot of people over here, and then here is a ferry in the boat. I think that is Siquijor. I literally took the ferry there the other days, and I just came back to Dumaguete, only like a 40-minute commute. So yeah, that's beautiful Siquijor, you know. Then Cebu is like on the other side. Yeah, I want to film there, but it's actually pretty busy. But they literally did touch-ups in the boardwalk. You can see they fixed up the cobblestones and everything. So, you know, this is one of the chillest towns out here in the Philippines. Yeah, I want to be around there, but it's pretty busy. So I'm probably just going to walk back. Oh, I'm going to walk towards where the port is. And then I'm going to turn back and walk towards the other side where they stand it to see what's going on. The thing is, there's a big fiesta happening now in this city in Dumaguete. I think it's been happening for the whole week, so I'm gonna walk ahead to see what else can I find. So, and over there, that's actually the port. So over there, you can take ferries to Siquijor, and I think, I could be wrong, I think it takes you also to Cebu. So here, this is like the other part, and then there's a big university over here where a lot of people study, and you can see the peaceful vibes of the waterfront. It's pretty nice. And let me walk forward to see what are the vibes, you know, what's happening here today. And explain you a little bit more about how I end up here, you know, in the Philippines. So like I was stating in at the beginning of the video, you know, I'm originally from Puerto Rico, born in Germany, live in upstate New York, raised in Puerto Rico, lived in Jersey for 15 more years. And then I end up coming here to the Philippines. And like I say, this place hits different, and it literally feels like home. Even when I leave this country and I go back home or to another place, I just feel like a little bit of nostalgic when I'm in the airplane leaving Manila, you know. But the thing is that the people here are just amazing. The hospitality, the food and cuisine, I just love it out here. And then so many islands for me to explore. No matter where you go, you know, the warmth of the hospitality, it just makes me feel like if I'm home, even if I don't have any type of Filipino blood in the system, they make you part of the family. And it's also bringing me, back. I'm an introvert, but it's kind of bringing me back to, I don't know, beliefs, in church and stuff like that. Family values. Over here, they value families. It's kind of like it was back home, but in the old-fashioned way. And it's just super, super chill out here. It just a place that I feel pretty comfortable to be, and I feel like I'm stress-free compared to back home between the States and Puerto Rico. But yeah, happy to call this place my base out here. Gonna do my best to showcase a lot of places in this country, and I'm gonna be traveling around, other parts, other countries, other regions. So that's what I would want to do with my channel. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, I used to do a lot of contests in New York City, in Jersey, and then now I'm based out here in the Philippines. But now I think that's enough about it, so I'm just gonna walk around the waterfront to show what are the vibes. Today is actually pretty busy, and there's like a new extension that they did over there, and the water's looking actually amazing. So I'm gonna walk around here, show you the vibes and what's going on, so let's do it. And across the waterfront is a lot of restaurants, In the nighttime, it literally lights up. The vibes are actually much nicer in the nighttime. And then you get this, like I say, it reminds me a little bit of Mall of Asia, but much more relaxed and peaceful. And then, like I said, Mall of Asia, they're building like a artificial island, and I think they're gonna build like a city or skyscrapers over there. But they have a couple of attractions right here in the waterfront. And today, especially I think in the nighttime, it's gonna be actually more people because it's not raining. The first day I filmed here, I filmed early. It was very hot. Then I came back in the nighttime to show you what it was, and then it was raining, so it wasn't really like much people out here. But today, there's more activity, more action going on, so the vibes are pretty lit. And they got some boats out here. Wow, they're a little small, but they're actually pretty long. Then I wonder, those guys, I guess they take it down there and they end up in the water. It's pretty nice. This is a good, perfect spot for you to do running if you're doing workout and exercise, a mixture of urban city and recreational activities out here. Then the banders hang out right here. The more I walk over this side, the busier it gets. So let's see what's happening. I'm not gonna lie, this area reminds me a bit also in the palace area in Phnom Penh in Cambodia. But that park over there is actually much bigger than this, and there's actually more people over there. But it's kind of bringing me back that little bit of a vibes. I did enjoy my time in Cambodia. A lot of people, they talk bad about it, but I think it's a really underrated country and a country that's overshadowed by its neighboring countries. But I think most of the countries out here in Southeast Asia, they're pretty awesome. Look at this tree. Like it's literally over here. And they got the banners and a lot of people out here. There's also like a market ahead that I filmed a little bit in the nighttime in my previous video in Dumaguete. Then we got like, I guess, artists over here promoting what they sell, what they paint. So yeah, so like I said, the weather's a little bit cooler, but it does get pretty humid in the daytime. Sikihor was brutally hot, man. For some reason, I was really feeling under the weather. I don't know why, for what reason. Maybe because I was driving around the curves and stuff, but when I went to Sikihor, I started feeling sick, but then when I came back here, now I feel great. I guess it's a good theme, but I still enjoy my time, and I try to make the most off of Sikihor, so didn't really film as much as I wanted over there, but I've tried to go other places around here and film more. There's some type of activities happening right here. Here, wow, look. Banders, it's pretty active today. They got like an empty space here, people playing volleyball. Oh, it's the first time I see them playing volleyball out here in the Philippines. But I know they got the national team. But basketball, I think, is one of the major sports out in the Philippines. So yeah, street vendors, they're selling food. A lot of the cuisines. And they wear the yellow shirts. So I guess it's like a uniform. Yeah, there's something going on over here. There's a lot of people. I'm gonna find out what it is. Literally a line here. What is this? Bike 8. This is like some type of race or something that's happening right here. So I don't know. Seems like they're gonna compete or race. And a lot of people lining up here to look at it, so. And then the beautiful waterfront right here ahead. Oh yeah, so it's mostly like a kids event. So you can bring your family and have them participate. So that's really dope. Let me go check out that event. I want to see what it is all about. What's the hype about? Let's see if I can get a view. You know, I'm a little bit taller than the people out here, so let's check it out. So it's actually like a bike event. You can see the kids there, they're riding their bikes. Damn, now I want to be a kid. So they got to go around that. I don't know if you can see it from my camera. So I guess the one who wins the first place, they take a prize or something like that. So, oh, there goes one. That goes going pretty fast. Hey, this is actually really cool. There goes the other one. That's cool though. And then over here's the monument of Jose Rizal. So a lot of people there taking pictures of it. This will take you to the waterfront, and then over there's where they're playing volleyball. Makes you want to go there and play with them. It's all good. So yeah, it's much more busier here than when I was filming the other days. And there are some guys there, I believe they're fishing. Like I say, my camera, I cannot really capture it from a distance, you know. And there's another ferry going over there that way, but pretty good vibes to look out here. So, and that's a statue right there. And then like another open space out here. So I could be wrong, but I think this is literally like a artificial island that they extended the boardwalk. Because I don't remember seeing this the last time I came here about 8 years ago. But then they got like a plaza right here, so pretty wide and spacious, and it's really perfect for running, you know, like safe and wide. My lady, she's here with me, and she comes here every night to run, you know, while I blog or anything, or just hang out. And 9 times better because the weather cools down, you know. Since you're gonna be running, you know, like it changes like your body, and then the temperature literally turns up and makes it a little bit more hotter. Then over here they got like a boat. This is like a boat. This reminds me a lot of Puerto Rico, like the boat. This thing here, you know, I guess it was bought by the Spanish, the Spaniards. For kids and everything out here. So a lot of people are just simply chilling out here, you know. And then there's a huge container ship. So, you know, it's crazy. Another thing that I'm thinking about now is that coming out here for the Philippines and traveling island to island, I realize sometimes how things work or should work with a lot of countries. You know, a lot of people, locals, they really depend on certain type of things, whether it's tourists or anything, or any type of products or containers, you know, they really depend on that. And I'm seeing that shipping container is probably gonna ship to one of the provinces out here, so that way they're able to make a living or eat their food or groceries or something like that, you know. When I was back home in the States, living in the States, I really didn't thought much about that, but coming out here opened up my mind and made me realize, you know, how sometimes things work, and especially if you go to a local community, a lot of people, they really rely on tourism. When I was in Siquijor, I realized that, you know, like there was the waterfalls I was filming, and they charged 50 pesos to go in, 50 pesos, you know, to jump, and I realized, you know, they really need, you know, travelers, visitors, whether they're local from here or other countries, and also, you know, export goods and stuff. Like each island over here, they're famous for some type of exporting goods that they do, you know, and that really helps out with the economy of, you know, the province or the region or the city out here. So it's actually like another nicer view because I got the waterfront and the city. So I'm gonna show you guys from ahead of me what it looks like. So that's Dumaguete and the beautiful, peaceful serenity water, the ocean right here. So I'll tell you what, man, even if the weather is nice, this country is damn humid, man. Like no matter what, the humidity be hitting like really hard, and I literally feel like the sweat dripping back me. And I mentioned in many of my videos, I'm not a guy that really sweats that much, but when I come to these countries out here, I end up literally like if somebody threw me a bath of water or a shower on me, but it is what it is. Let's see if I can make it to the I Love Dumaguete sign. There was a lot of people, but maybe now I can have it to myself for just a few people. Don't want to interrupt with the people out there or like take over, you know. I think that's gonna be a perfect spot for me to walk and just wrap up this little short video, you know. Just a little walk and talk video, nothing crazy, but pretty beautiful vibes out here. And the lovely waterfront, the restaurants, you know, across the street. They got a lot of local coffee shops out here too in Dumaguete. Fortunately, the hotels I'm staying, they've been sucking in terms of Wi-Fi, so it forced me to go into the coffee shops to upload the videos. Here's a famous, iconic I Love Dumaguete. Province of Negros Oriental. Keep in mind, this island is divided by 2 provinces, Negros Oriental and the other one's Negros Occidental. So now, here it is. A lot of cities in the Philippines, they do this, and then you get the view of the waterfront out here. And this city is known for having a lot of foreigners, especially from the States that live out here. And And you can get this amazing view over here. That's nice. It's starting to get dark early over here. Over this side is a lot of business, whether it's a bank or office buildings, ice cream shop, a couple of restaurants with a view of the ocean front, which makes it pretty unique. They also got a couple of bars where you can have set beds, lots of drinks. A lot of mostly elder man foreigners come and hang out here. We got Casablanca. I like the architecture. See, it makes me feel like if I'm back in Puerto Rico in my house. Even the streets makes me feel like if I'm in Old San Juan. Well, not really Old San Juan, but it makes me feel like if I'm in Santurce or Rio Piedra or any other municipality in Puerto Rico. Gives me that vibe over there, you know. But yeah, pretty nice. And then you got the waterfront. There's also like a lot of places in Puerto Rico that they call it El Malecón, and they got, you know, ocean view like this, like Guanica, Naguabo. So, you know, a lot of similarities. I want to show you this building ahead of me. So look at this house, how nice it is. And the street. So they're still developing more and more. This is actually like a bistro. Not sure what type of cuisine they sell out here, but must be pretty nice. Pretty busy today. I forgot that today is Saturday. That might explain why there's more people out here. It's weekend, it's Saturday, so a lot of things happening. But in the Philippines, no matter what day of the week it is, depending what city you go, there's always some action happening around, so you're never gonna get bored. I think I'm gonna start wrapping up my video over here. You know, I got more adventures to come up, so that was the end of my video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.